All right, I'm about to earn my dislikes with this one, okay? One Piece isn't that deep, and it isn't some political commentary. The people that have that garbage take and spewing that toxicity around the fandom are people that are trying to seem more intelligent than they actually are, or they're just embarrassed that they watch anime in the first place. The fans that project their insecurities on other fans and have this take are basically like kind of fans. They're your average Dunkin' Donut employees. The best parts of One Piece come from when Luffy's given a master class on how to not be an asshole. And ironically, these guys would not find the One Piece. I don't see One Piece as like this huge political commentary on today's world. I see Oda as using all of these political elements to use as a vehicle to tell a different story. And with the amount of contradictions, puppet masters, and hypocrites in One Piece, that whatever the political criticisms would have been diluted super early on in the story. Look, I hate to say it, when I see starving kids in the story, I'm not trying to figure out the political message behind it, because I don't know. I was raised in a home where two parents where they decently loved each other. I see starving kids equals bad. Even though I know for a fact everyone watching this video right now has hit the skip button on the donation tab when it pops up when you're getting your groceries. Look, we're reading a story that has pirates, magic fruit, and flying drag queens in it. I think it's safe to assume that the author that's writing this story is progressive. We're all on the same side here. Because let's face it, when conservatives make stories, you get some bullshit self-help book or some outrageously expensive action movie with an explosion budget that could feed a few thousand starving kids. Like, you think someone on the right or someone conservative is gonna make a goated character like Big Bond? Come on. Look, again, we're all on the same side here. Betraying your friends are wrong. You gotta protect the weak, and we don't kick puppies. And look, I know One Piece has a bunch of political elements into it, but it doesn't mean when you get down to the meat of it that that's what the core of the story is. But ironically, the people that levy this statement like One Piece is political, it's kind of a shallow statement, which is kind of ironic because the people that say that statement with so much confidence say it with this kind of like intellectual mic drop, which is funny because Twilight even has a hierarchy in a political system, and I don't see any video essays or think pieces about how One Piece was about systematic reform. Look, Luffy has a vibes-based system, okay? And I know there's the 300 IQ fedora wearers out there going, well, actually, being apolitical is a political stance. Yeah, I know, dude. You fucking own me. Just go ahead and hit the dislike, click off the video. But for all my fellow cavemans that are still watching the video, I want to bring up a situation that kind of solidifies, for me, Luffy's character. And that's going to be the second time he had his encounter with Bellamy. Why this fight? Nothing really changed about Bellamy at all except for his mindset. And that's something they kind of focused on when he first met him. And they kind of like shed a light on this, but with his interactions with Bellamy and Blackbeard, because like on paper, Blackbeard didn't say anything that Luffy objectively disagrees with. It's just like it was just something about him. His vibes were just off. It was the same thing with Bellamy, because Bellamy's just like projecting his insecurities. He doesn't really have any dreams of his own. He lives solely for Dofi, and you see the mindset switch with his second encounter. Luffy notices this change. This guy, Bellamy, was basically an unpaid intern, putting in overtime every single week, spending all his money on Dofi merch. And you fired the man because she got your coffee order wrong. I was mad with Luffy because Dofi made me respect this fucking bum. And it turns out he was a fucking pretty cool guy. And now we're the asshole. Yeah, you gotta catch these hands. You gotta catch these hands. I'm emotionally conflicted. And that's what I love the most about Luffy. He didn't do any of this for some political reason or have some political motive behind it. It was strictly on some street shit. And I think the pain speech from Naruto kind of shows up my last point the best. Is that everyone sees himself as the good guy. And every One Piece fan that's wielding the statement One Piece is political like a flaming sword has this left-leaning tone to it, as if someone that's right-leaning or conservative couldn't also relate to the story of One Piece. And here's a little wisdom for you guys. No matter how horrible a person is or how horrible deeds they've done, everyone, if not most people, are gonna always see themselves as the good guy, or at least convince themselves that they're doing the right thing. And I think Oda definitely does a near perfect job at communicating this for us, that there's never really like a good or a bad guy. Let's look at Big Mom. Perfect example. She was a literal demon. But you know what? At the end of the day, she wanted to create a utopia where everyone was treated equally. On paper, she's basically Martin Luther King. And if One Piece was some political commentary at its core, the message either got lost a long time ago, or my IQ is just too low to understand the outrageously unique, complex message that he's trying to convey. And if that's the case, it was a shitty story from the beginning. Because why do I need to be Jimmy Neutron to understand a message that should be conveyed to the masses and not a few intellectual elite? And if you enjoy One Piece for the political side of it, I get it. There's a lot of political elements into it. But just remember, don't be an asshole, because when you do that, you're just creating a toxic environment for everyone else, and you're just being a bully. Like, if you made it this far into the video, again, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Trying to get to let's get the triple digits before the year is over with. That'd be crazy. Yeah, anyways.